Hey kids, what's up? Femino here. So I'm sitting here today, and the September lesson, which never came out because I've been so damn busy with Audra and everything. I thought a problem arose within the group, and I thought, you know what, that'd make a perfect lesson. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I am going to start by breaking this down a little bit, and I'm going to bring up this lyric sheet like this and resize it so that we can look at this while I'm talking about what we're looking at. Okay, so that's interesting. It looks like I have my body on top and Audra's lap on the bottom. All right, so let's move this down here in the middle. No, it won't let me. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it does. There we go. All right, that's pretty funny. And a microphone. Sweet. All right, anyway, the problem that I was referring to is when you guys send in your songs and your song ideas, some of you send in lyric sheets with it, some of you don't. But it brought up an interesting... What happened was a song came in that I really, really liked, and it had the music. I got the MP3, and I got a quote-unquote lyric sheet with it. But on the lyric sheet, it didn't say anything. It didn't tell me anything about anything. All it had was the lyrics. Didn't even have the title. So it, and then Kathy Bampfield, my right-hand girl up there in Pennsylvania, brought up a good point and mentioned that, hey, maybe you should do a lesson on, how to do a lyric sheet correctly and why. And I was like, yeah, good point, Kath. So here we are. All right, first of all, over here on the right, or not right. Did you try to do this shit backwards? It's crazy. Anyway, okay, up top, follow the bouncing arrow. Woo! All right, up top, first line, in quotes, the title of the song. Should be pretty self-explanatory, right? Okay. Second line, in, the little brackets there, the writers of the song. Underneath that, DOC colon and a date. What is DOC? Date of creation. Okay, so now right in the first three lines of this song, I know the title of the song, who wrote it, and the day they wrote it. It's also good for your copyright info when you're trying to get stuff straightened out like that. Wanting to know when you wrote it, etc., etc. In case there's ever a copyright infringement thing that comes through, you can oftentimes go to that date and find out that you wrote it years before the other song in question. All right, then, first verse, obviously. Chorus. The reason I have chorus there is for obvious reasons. A lot of people don't do that. They just put down verse. They expect you to understand that this is the chorus, and then they put another verse. All right, so you have chorus there, right? All right, so verse, chorus, then the actual chorus lyric. That tells me that this is the second verse when there's a space between the chorus and the end. All right, then repeat chorus. Yay! All right, so I know what to do there. Bridge, and then repeat. Actually, that's supposed to say repeat chorus, so that's kind of nice to know. Then, underneath that, the publishing information. Copyright Jim Femino Songs, CSAC, comma, second writer, no pub. They didn't have any publishing, so, and I just put down BMI writer 2017. All right, so now notice, by the way, that the publishing info is listed in the same order as the writers. If I had put Jessa's name first, then down here, her information would have been first after the copyright symbol. By the way, in case you're wondering where to get that copyright symbol, depending upon what computer you're on, either a Mac or a PC, just look for your symbols and then go to your special symbols. Why it's considered a special symbol, I have no idea. But it's in there. Just click on it or drag it over, and that's where you can find that. Excuse me. All right, so now why is this important? Okay, so in came this song from one of you guys who remain nameless, just in case. It was great. The song was great. It came in probably 2 months ago, I think. And as you know, a lot of times it takes me a while to go get through your songs. And as I said, the reason that happens is because I want to give them the attention that they deserve instead of just, oh, listen, nope, yes, nope. Instead of all that, I give them the attention they deserve. All right, so because of that, it might have. I saved that song, the particular song that came in, to a folder as something I wanted to listen to again at a future date because I really liked it. All right, so what happens? Yesterday or 2 days ago, I'm in and we're looking for things. We're looking for a particular song type, and up pops this song that I had wanted to go back and check, and it was like, wow, this is great. Okay. On the MP3, all it said was the title, for obvious reasons, But you might, speaking of which, now there's another place, if you don't understand about metadata, talk much, metadata, that's all the writing, publishing info. You can put all that, if you're using iTunes, you can list all that in there on each MP3, and you really might want to, because in this case, if I didn't have a lyric sheet and I wanted to know who wrote the song, when they wrote it, what the publishing info was, I wouldn't have known. I would only know the title of the song, just like what happened. But then they were nice enough to send in a lyric sheet. But, excuse me, the lyric sheet had nothing but this part here. The lyrics didn't say anything about, chorus, verse, break, nothing. Just a constant rambling of lyric. Did not have even the title, as I said, or the names of the writer or the date of creation. And it certainly didn't have any of the publishing info on the bottom. All right, now, why is that important, that this is included with every song you submit? Not just to me, but to anybody. I mean, trust me, it's important. As a publisher, when something comes in, good, bad, or otherwise, a lot of times the first thing I want to know is who wrote the song, and who are the writers on it. Do I know any of the writers? Because a lot of times that will tell me whether or not the song is going to be great or crappy or whatever, just from the writers, or some of the writers involved. The other thing is the publishing info. As a publisher, I want to know, where does this song stand ownership wise? Who owns what part of the song? Is it available to be pitched? Are there parts of it available that if I do want to talk to an artist and say, hey, I've got the song that I think you might really be interested in, and oh, by the way, we could talk about, publishing breaks, and stuff like that, and there may be a piece available for you. But if I don't know who wrote it, and I don't know who owns any of the publishing, as a publisher, it puts me in that spot like, well, now what the hell do I do? So luckily, in the case of you guys, I just went in and posted, that little blurb I put in there yesterday about, hey, who wrote the song, blah, blah, blah. And luckily you guys came back and I found out who wrote it. But think about it, if we weren't inside a closed group like this, and there were only, so many of you for me to ask that to, if I was looking at the entire of Nashville, say, or LA, trying to figure out who the hell wrote and submitted this song, it would be literally impossible for me to figure that out. Which means, again, from my publisher's seat, time being money and brains, it would be like, well, I love the song, but obviously I can't do anything with it because I don't know who wrote it or who owns the pub. So that song's out of the pile, not because it's not a great song, but because, it didn't come with a lyric sheet that told me what I needed to know, and the MP3 didn't have the metadata embedded in it to tell me who wrote the song, blah, 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 and all that crap. Maybe we'll do another video on metadata. But anyway, for the moment, we're talking about lyric sheets. All right, so whenever you send in a song or an idea, it's always best to include or attach the lyric sheet, just the way it's pointed out here on the right, yonder, for all the reasons that I mentioned above. Who wrote the song? Who owns the publishing? What are the lyrics? Because a lot of times, when you guys send in a song, because of your home recording techniques or whatever, a lot of times, a lot of the words can't be understood. So if nothing else, I've got a lyric that I can read while I'm listening to the work tape. Same for anybody else, any publisher, any artist, It's just good business, and it makes it easier for us to do our job relative to you doing your job. All right, so say you're going to turn in a CD. All right, well, those little plastic sleeves that you usually put the CDs in? I wish I had one. Well, I know I have one here, but I don't know where the heck it is. If you notice, they're two-sided. On one side, you have the little flap. Okay, that's where the CD goes. If you flip that little, CD package over, you notice on the back there's a pocket. that pocket is the perfect place to print out a lyric and stick it in there. That way, when you drop off a CD at a label or a publisher, they've got the CD, with which, by the way, on the CD, you should have the name of the song, the name of the writers, year of copyright, a telephone number where you can be reached. People leave that off all the time. I'm not quite sure why. And down the bottom, you might want to put to whoever, from blah, 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 you, for whatever artist you happen to think that song may be right for. So that's what you put on the CD. Print out the lyric, fold it up into a square, stick it in the little sleeve on the back of that, and you're set to go walk into a label or anywhere else, in the industry, and give them a professional looking package, a presentation that says, okay, you've done this before, you're not new to the game, you know what you're doing. So that's the deal with lyric sheets. That's why you want a lyric sheet. That's how you should do it. By the way, you might notice again over there, the lyrics are in all caps so that they can be read. There's no, lowercase stuff or anything. The whole thing is just in your face, plain as day. And also, in the case of this particular song, a lot of times I like to line out the lyric the way to the flow of the melody, not particularly the flow of the words. But actually, in this case, it actually worked out the same way either way. But for instance, if the melody, let's say on this chorus was, so where do we go from here? Which, that's not it. But my point is, if there's a break after we, so where do we go from here? There would be that go, the word go would be the start of the second line. Why do you do that? Because when you're in the studio with a singer and they can't particularly remember how you phrased a line, then they can look at, so where do we, and they're going to know right there it stops, next line, go from here, if you continued it, was it a one-time thing? Okay, how come I'm, stop, next line, staring at my phone. But obviously the melody to this one is a complete line like that, so I'm not going to go there because I don't want you to steal my damn melodies. I'm watching you people. Kidding. Anyway, so there you have it. We'll actually make that the September lesson, seeing whereas I don't think I put one up. If I did, don't mind me, I'm losing my mind. I'm busy as a one-arm wallpaper hanger right now. And by the way, we're in Nashville. I've got the air conditioning off. Trust me, the minute I'm done with this, it's going right back on because it's in the 90s at the end of September, which is nuts unto itself. But anyway, I hope this helps you, and I hope that it explains why you want and need a lyric sheet with every submission you do and how to lay it out. All right, on that note, happy fall. It's the first day of fall. Yay, fall. I hate winter, which is why I'm thinking of moving to Florida. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're writing some great stuff, and I hope this helps you, to get you one step closer to doing the business of songwriting the way we pro writers do on a daily basis. On that note, Femi out. God bless. I will see you for the next one. See you in the group, and if you have any questions, please put them up there, and I will answer them. And on that note, I'm out of here to turn the air back on because, whoo, Fat Boy's sweat. I'll see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, by the way, Bruce would say hi, but he's asleep on the couch over here. Bye, Bruce. Bye.